It is showtime at the Apollo at Mikey's crib happening right now. And I just realized I got to send my links. I'm going to let everybody chalk up in the queue here while I go here, and let's see. I go like this. I've got to go like this. I go like that. I go like this. I go like this. I'm behind a little bit here. So I know I'm going to let everybody chalk up into the, and I'm going to go to, let's see. I have to go here. Let's see. Okay. Lucca CHESKY at Luca at CHESKY Audio. Luca at CHESKY. CheskyAudio.com. Links. Okay. I'm just sending the link. I forgot to send the link to Chesky's. Let's see. David CHESKY. There we go. Okay, I sent it to. Okay, so links sent. Let me do that. Links emailed. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm back. I'm back. So anyways, I am having, if you guys saw the short video, I'm having some Kona. I just roasted this stuff 15 minutes ago. Put it in the burr grinder and made some espresso. And I know for many of you, Kona means something else, but this is some Kona coffee right here. Oh, delicious. Damn, there's something. I mean, it's hard to mess up when you roast your own beans from green. You throw them in the roaster, then you burr grind them, then you make some espresso. You don't even need the Wicked espresso machine. You can do it on a cheap espresso machine, one that really has good, pressure. And wow, okay, so that's going to kick in now. What I need to do is have some San Pellegrino. This will wash down that oil that's laying on my tongue right now. I shall pour a little bit of this. I should put the microphone right up so I can get some AMSR. I don't have it turned up enough. I'd have to really be quiet then, and I'm a loud guy. No, Dan's trying to call, and it's right in the middle of the stream. Let's see. See if Dan's trying. Drago. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, we got to put this in here. Press 1. Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you trying to be on the live stream?
I am.
Okay, cool, because you're on. You're live.
Fantastic. Listen, I just want to pipe in real quick, Mikey, to once again express my appreciation and impress of you as my Hi-Fi Tribe audio guru.
Thanks, brother.
So that a little bit of a backstory. I know people are streaming in still to the live stream, so I thought I'd give a quick call to give you more props. So a couple of years ago, I know I have not had an intervention. I needed an intervention 2 years ago. But about 2 years ago,
an audio intervention, not a cocaine intervention. Yeah.
No.
So people know.
A hi-fi gear intervention. Okay. So a couple of years ago, Mikey was touting the strengths of the rhythmic subwoofers and the Subline acoustics crossovers. And so I picked up a pair of F12 subwoofers from Rhythmic and the original Subline acoustic crossover on Mikey's recommendation. And
good results.
No, I started.
Oh,
I
you're waiting on the
unpacking them.
adapters.
Yeah. So the backstory here is this. I at the time back in 2023, I had ordered. So the folks who don't understand, the Subline Acoustic makes two different kinds of crossovers, three-way crossovers. One is a full 17-inch crossover. It's got full XLR inputs and ARC inputs and outputs. The earlier one was configured with quarter-inch TRJ jacks for the balanced connections, and RCA inputs and outputs for the single-ended connections. So, not knowing anything about the layout, I went ahead and ordered from Amazon a set of compatible adapter plugs that were quarter-inch TRJ
TRS
XLR out. TRS
tip ring and
XLR.
sleeve. Yep.
Yes, they're single sleeve. So, not knowing anything about the configuration, I went and ordered those then. Well, today I popped them in and I said, "Damn, that looks tight." So I sent Mikey a picture. I said, "Man, that looks tight." And so he said, "Dude," I said, "Maybe it's a design implementation flaw." He goes, "No, you got the wrong solution, bro." So so Mikey pointed me to a solution which was a 6-inch TRS, quarter-inch TRS XLR tether. And I ordered a set of those, and they're coming in on Friday.
Sweet,
so the
buddy.
project's on hold for now. But the thing I want to point out here is that Mikey continues to impress me because he responded very quickly to my concerns, and he offered a solution very quickly, and he's doing it for products that he doesn't normally carry. These are both products, both the rhythmic subwoofers and the Subline Acoustics crossover were products he recommended but does not carry and sell himself.
Don't count on this, people.
Props to you, Mikey.
I do it for my clients. In all fairness, if you call me and Dan is a long-standing customer of mine, and I think what Dan's kind of explaining is I take on everybody's system as a personal project. I don't leave anybody in the lurch. I'm very concerned about your audio experience, and I make sure that you get there. And if you're having issues, I'm going to help you, regardless if it's my products or not. I'm going to help you get to where you want to go, because really we're all happier. We're all happier that way.
So I just want to jump in real quick with a couple comments about that, because that's one of the things that Mikey offers true value to his customers about, and it cannot go understated.
Thanks, brother.
He's done this before on numerous, Mikey. You've done this before on numerous other fronts, and you continue to do this, and you do it with promptness and courtesy, and without calling me, dumb fuck. And
I just thought
I really,
I'm kidding.
And I really appreciate that, because at the time I wasn't sure if it would be configured properly. I bought this stuff 2 years ago. I simply started plugging them in now today, and I realized, oh shit, there's a problem. So I thought it was a problem. I asked Mikey about online by text, and he responded really quickly.
Right on,
so Mikey, thanks very much.
You bet, brother.
Hey, listen, looking forward to the next stream.
See you in Chicago. All right, man. See ya. Okay, cool. So thanks for that. Let me run in. We will have the Cheskys on in about 10 minutes, or 5 minutes or so. So let me go through the quick first. I was telling you about the coffees. I was telling you about the Pellegrino that's going to wash down the Earl that's stuck on my tongue. Good evening, Mikey and the Tribes. What's up? Zigadig is my new best friend in Chicago, man. He's picking me up from the airport. I'm going to meet Ziggy. Good evening, Mikey and Tribes humans. Larry ZL1, dude, this cat's a local guy. Larry, you got to get your ass down here with that car, and I hope you offer me to drive it. Larry's got an 800 horsepower ZL1 Camaro. He showed me the dyno, and I saw a video, and I'm like, oh, a NASCAR. You know, the thing looks gnarly, and it sounds gnarly. I'm like, dude, let me drive it. Let me drive it. I won't wreck it. I'll be careful. I know how to drive. I'm a good driver. Not going to do anything stupid. But he's digging the Mammoth Jamma new Fisher and Fisher. You know what? Get your ass down here and listen, dude. These speakers are like your car. You're gonna love them. The second you hear them, you're gonna be like, dude, it's exactly if that car is your style, right? Building a ZL1, which is already tons of horsepower, building a ZL1 to have 835 or 860, 800 and change torque. You know, are you kidding me? Like, it's crazy. So he's got a crazy race car that he drives on the street. And he's a good boy too. I saw you take off, probably because you're in your neighborhood. You didn't make it howl and scream. It was very, very controlled. Leave the I understand, but I know that thing howls, man. That thing will bark, I'll bet, man. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to ride in that thing. And I hopes I gets to drive it. Yo, what up, 69 Rev? Good evening, Dan. We just talked to Dan. Hey, dude, thanks for the time tonight. Great video on the setup today. Thanks, man. Had to go through that. If you guys haven't seen the video that I put out today, it was showing you what a true exotic rig is. You see all these guys touting all this same old shit. Same old Boulder, Griffin, Wilson, Magico, same. And to me, it's just not special. Everybody's got it. The only thing special about it is that in I don't even know if you could consider that special, is that it's super expensive, you know? So that's really all it's got going for it, in my opinion, because there's nothing really exclusive about it, because it's at every dealer in every state, in every country. There's nothing special other than it's expensive. But if you have a rig like what you see in the video I put up, that is an exotic, okay? And I won't go into the dissertation about it. You can watch the video, but that is a true exotic. What's up, Nikki? Good to see you, man. Boston homeboy. Greetings, Mikey and the tribe from NorCal. What's up, Bob, man? I am going to Bob shortly, man. Tomorrow I have to load your damn thing, man. I'm like, oh, yeah. I just sold the 770s yesterday. They're going to Chicago. 770 Fisher and Fishers, right into the heart of Chicago. So we will have a pair of 670 and a pair of 770 at 2 tribe locations in Chicago. We're taking over Chicago. Illinois belongs to us, not anybody else. OCD guy, what's up? What is up, Will Rose? Thinking of buying Luca's LC1 in red. Sweet. I saw that, man. I saw that on the on the website. It looks pretty sweet, man. It's a cool little speakers, man. Tom has asked me this before, so how about one more time? 1-inch carpet over concrete floor. Do I use the plates provided under the spikes, or just spikes through carpet to concrete? You use the circles. You use those things, the plates, the pucks, the whatever. Absolutely. Good evening from a new Arizona resident. What is up, man? Where did you move to Arizona? That's some pretty shit up north. You get down in the high desert is where it's beautiful to me. You get down lower, it's still cool. You get some beautiful sunsets out there, but geez, that's hot. That's some hot ass stuff. For the 570s, yeah, Tommy, I know what you got. I know what you got. We've got a pair of 570s and a pair of 770s in Portland, Oregon, at the 2 locations for the Hi-Fi Tribe out there. So you guys, anybody on that side, the left coast, can head up that way. Yo, Mike in the tribe. What's up, David G? Our Cora master. Dope speakers in the OCD house. Love it, man. You know it, dude. These are like no other. They're like no other. There is no other MDF car painted speaker that can outdo the nature of these things. These are truly unique. Hey, Mikey and Tribe, how is everyone doing? We are all doing freaking awesome. If I was any better, I'd be twins. The 570s have dual side firing woofers. That is correct. Could you discuss plus and minus of dual side woofers compared to front fire? Yes, you can't put them close to walls. That's it. And the plus is you can fill big spaces. You can fill like I have another pair of 570s. Yes, the pair of 570s that are coming that I need to pick up are already pre-sold. They're going to Detroit. So these things are selling like hotcakes, man. Some people might be sitting there with their damn speakers trying to sell them at 30 and 40% off, and they're not selling. But these things at their full tilt price with no discounts are flying out the door because they're such a good value. Hey, Mikey, how does Roland 125 match with 270s? Excellent. And how would that combo compare to what I heard from the 270s and 555? Probably be just a touch more transparent, a little bit more cleaner. You know what I mean? The AB designs by Roland are a little more on the musical side, very slightly, whereas the 125 is like straight down the middle and transparent. So it's the 555 might be considered a little bit more forgiving. The 125 a little bit less forgiving because it's so true, but it's just it's got punch, man. The 125 punch is hard. I've compared it to other Class D amps that were similar wattage, and there's grunt in the 125. Plus the 125 has inputs that have transformer coupled inputs, so it cleans off any noise on the line. It's a very good design. Test it for 3 or 4 days, then grind it. Get yourself some Colombian geisha. I don't necessarily like Colombian coffee. Amazing. Used to dig. I love Ethiopian. Okay. Roast to first crack. Yep, that's right. I know. I made a video on it, Howard, and I talked about the crack. 40 seconds in a hot air roast. That's exactly what I got. Look at the video, Howard. Look at my shorts. I just made a video. Look in my shorts. That sounds kind of funny. Look in the video shorts on my YouTube channel, and you will see the video that I just did roasting that coffee till first crack, a little bit after, and then cooled them down for 3 minutes, and then threw them in I didn't let them sit. I know sometimes you let them sit for 12 hours or something like that. Fuck it. I just threw them in the grinder, ground them up warm, and threw them in the espresso machine, and it was delicious. Running hand lever Italian espresso machine, functional art. Those are really cool, especially like the brass ones. They're so cool. Is my tube amp the single tube one, point to point wire to Mariana? Yeah, I answered you this on the video. Where you came out of left field. That's a really pretty picture you have there. And how are you into audio? That's what I'm wondering. And why are you asking technical questions? Are you a technical minded, beautiful female? Which would be a unicorn. Maybe not, but it's nice to see. They are both. Okay. And this is what it's both. There's some PCBs used in like the power supply where it's proper to use the PCBs, and then this whole signal path is point to point, and it's direct coupled, so there's no caps. So it looks like I have the Cheskys in the waiting room, so I am going to turn off the comments. I'll come back to the comments afterwards, and let us bring to the stage Lucca Chesky and Pops David.
How we doing?
Welcome, you guys.
Cool.
How's it going?
Welcome to the show. Nice to see the duel, the father and son duo.
Oh yeah.
There's only a few of y'all in the industry, you know, Pops and son, and it's great to see.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, wow, what is that behind you, David? Is that a piece of art? Did you paint that?
You know, I did it the other day. No, I've had this since I'm like 20. It's a piece of art. It's kind of big.
Is it a jungle scene?
Yeah, it's a Haitian painting.
Oh, cool. I love it. I love the size too. It really it's nice in that room.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure. So welcome to the OCD Mikey show. David's been here before. Welcome back. Luca's first time. So welcome, Luca. And you bet, man. I'm fired up about Luca's new speaker. He's got an LC1 speaker. I now have seen it twice at the audio shows, and it is a super cool design. And what let's start by, well, first off, how old are you, Luca?
Yeah, so I'm 17 years old.
Nice, man. Nice. Enterprise. What gave you the impetus to start a speaker?
Well, oh man. Well, growing up with someone like my dad in the house, hi-fi's always been a huge part of my life.
Mhm.
And kind of, I'll give you the story behind it. So last summer, I took an internship at Princeton's 3D audio lab for 3D audio and applied acoustics. There, I was under Professor Edgar Schwery, who is the designer and head of Bach DSP, if for those of you who are familiar. And there, I was doing research for the lab, and using kind of what I learned there in my free time, I wanted to, kind of create something that would merge my passion for music and hi-fi with my, also very strong passion for technology. And, what better way than a speaker?
Totally.
So, in the lab using the spare parts that they had, I came up with Mark 1, which I still have to this day.
Sweet.
And yeah, around 20 prototypes later, here we are with the LC1.
Nice. It's beautiful, man. I was looking at it at the last show, and if I'm not mistaken, that's a 3D printed piece. Like I could feel the little lines in it, like the little layers, right?
Mhm.
Is
Yeah,
that 3D?
so
It's 3D printed, right?
correct. So the whole thing is 3D printed. It's actually one solid piece.
Oh,
And
awesome.
the advantage of doing 3D over your typical, MDF, typical, speakers in that price point are typically made out of, MDF or a cheaper fiberboard. The advantage of doing 3D is that acoustically you can get a lot of beneficial shapes, and it's much easier to produce compared to traditional, wood, and you need a wood shop for it.
Sure.
So there's a bunch of acoustic treatment inside the cabinet, along with the stuff that you guys saw on the outside. There's triangle patterns.
Yeah.
That's what I call my
Diffraction.
tessellation diffraction. Yeah.
Yeah.
So similar to how some people put up felt on the front of their speaker to reduce
Mhm.
the front reflections off the baffle, I wanted to do something that would utilize 3D and also, have an aesthetic difference for the speaker. So yeah,
Okay.
that's kind of the whole background of it.
Let me show real quick. I'm going to share the screen and show people what Luca is talking about. If you can see this right here, whoops, whoa, there we go. He's talking about this triangular pattern. This is all 3D printed into the cabinet. So it's not stuck on, it's not a sticker, it's not a, it's actually cut or if you will, printed into this cabinet. And zero seams, like what makes it so cool. Zero seams. There's no edge seams, nothing for the air to chuff out or anything like that, or things you have to seal because it's actually it's a monolithic design, which is super cool. And oh, is that your doggy? Is that
That is my
yours,
dog.
David?
Yeah.
Did you grow up with that little guy? Is that yours, David?
That's
Or is it yours,
Lucas.
Luca? Oh, really?
Yeah. We got him when I was
Oh,
probably around 10 years old.
oh, what's his name?
Buffalo.
And if you buy 10 pairs of speakers, Luca throws the dog in.
Oh, no way he doesn't. You can't
Yeah.
sell Buffalo.
Why not?
Oh, no way, man. He's got to make puppies, and then they're $1,000 each. He's adorable. He's really adorable. Okay, so we'll take a quick second. We can go through a couple. If you want to describe, I don't know if you can see these, Luca, while I'm doing this. If you feel, can you see it on your screen, like what I'm showing? Is it showing up?
Yeah, the picture of the LC1.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you feel like explaining anything, like as I scroll through some of these, you
Absolutely.
can explain. Are those passive radiators on the side?
Yeah, so they're 2 8-inch passives.
Awesome. Brilliant. Okay, cool. So people know he's got a 6.5, right, on the front. Yep, and then done in perfect way. You double up or go over double with your passives to properly get what you would get from, say, a port. But you can use a sealed box design and really get some great low frequency response out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go through. There's on the stand. And these things are what, $4.99 a piece, right?
Yep.
I'm honestly quite surprised that you can do a 3D printed piece, monolithic design like that for that price. That's so much better than a cheap wooden little teeny box,
Oh yeah. And the tech with the technology around 3D, it's getting so much better by the day. In terms of, for anyone who has seen the LC1 or will see it, we're going to be at Expo and I'm going to be in room 709. The quality you guys are going to see is really refined, and it only is going to get better. The technology advances by the day, so the possibilities will be endless with 3D technology. So it's really exciting as well what people can come up with and create.
That's really cool. I can't wait to see how your company develops, man.
Thank you.
I'm really encouraged by it, and like I'm like anybody I talk to, I'm like let's support Luca, man. Forget any of the Chinese cheap stuff. If you're gonna buy something inexpensive, man, let's buy it from Chesky's kid.
Yeah, and
yeah, Luca.
All of them are built by hand here in the U.S. So
yeah,
yeah,
that's really cool. That's really cool. And where do you build? Are you in New York?
Yeah.
You are. Okay, cool. And you
So
make
I
them
build
yourself.
all of them. Yeah,
as I understand it. And you solder all the crossovers and all
everything.
that kind of stuff.
So we're using no traces. So it's a full hardwired soldered or a full hardwired crossover, wired by hand. I use some of the finest audiophile grade internal cabling, high grade capacitors. So we're using quality components that you're going to find in speakers 10 times the cost of the LC1, but you're going to be able to achieve and attain something of that quality for a much lower price, along with something that is built for you. These are really built to order at the moment. As production scales, we are going to start to carry some stock. But yeah, for the most part, each LC1 in its own way is unique to the person. So awesome. You have to wait just a little bit, but that LC1 is built specifically for you. So
it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yep. And any of us that buy bespoke items know how rare it is to have any item that is made by one person from front to back, like the whole thing, one craftsman. That is hard to find. Typically, someone will start it, then it'll go to the next guy to do that, then it'll go to somebody else. So to have it soup to nuts made by one guy, these are going to be collectible, man.
yeah, it was funny. I've signed a couple pairs for some people. So
there you go. Good.
Hopefully, in 10 years they'll be worth something.
That's great. Now, David, do you use these on your console? You use these on your desk? These are your near field monitors?
Yeah, I have a bunch of these, believe it or not. Yes, they're
cool.
all over the place. And you know what? Look, I have a lot of near fields. I do a lot of mixing on Lucas, but I also check on other speakers. And my main speakers, I have a pair of custom-made Quad 57s that I do kind of QA checks. But Lucas speakers kind of match the imaging on that and all that, so they're cool.
And so, what was your part in this? Did you help him tune?
No, I just kind of listen and give him my feedback, and encourage him and say it could be better or worse. I think it could have more bass, the mid range, just feedback all day long. He's made tons and tons and tons of these, and I've listened to every one and just keep giving feedback. I mean, I do that all. Look, I live in a studio and listen to music 29 hours a day, so that's that.
Yeah. That's great. That's terrific. Again, what was the room you're going to be in?
I'm going to be in room 709 at Expo.
709.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
We're going to be partnering up with Benchmark Audio using some of their entry level pieces of equipment. So I'm super excited. They're super well known for their DAC. They have one of the the best DACs on the market. So I think it's going to be a great sounding room, and it's going to be a great price.
Yes. That is cool. That'll be a lot of fun. I'll be there, and we'll for sure come and see you.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And so, do you play an instrument, Luca?
Absolutely. Yeah, I play piano, drums, and guitar. It's funny.
Whoa, Phil Collins!
Like 2 minutes before the started, I was playing some blues on my guitar over there.
You were jamming. Dude, can you grab it and play a little something? Is it easy?
Oh man, hold on. I just moved the amp to the other room, so
that's all right. That's all right. No worries.
Maybe one day at the shows I'll do a little jam session. That'd be fun.
Cool. But, so do you create your own music? You lay down all the tracks, and then you lay down you what is it, overdubbing or whatever you call it, when you lay all the different tracks together?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment right now, I'm really just kind of playing along with some classic blues tracks, or some stuff online, or my dad and I will sit and we'll jam for hours. But yeah, it's great. And the thing that has been great about growing up as a musician, one thing that I think is really crucial for speaker design is being able to tell when something sounds real or super processed. Like a lot of the speakers that you see that are a lot of money, they're gonna have a perfect response and they're gonna measure flat, but they just don't sound real. They sound super processed. It doesn't have a real natural sound to it. So being able to listen to a recording and say, okay, yeah, that's a real piano, or that sounds like it's done, in the box or something like that, has been super helpful, especially with voicing the speaker.
Yep.
And source material is never a problem, but
yeah, that's good. Yeah, for sure.
but yeah, it's definitely been a crucial factor for the whole process and the design for the LC1, and hopefully for the future, maybe the end of this year, the LC2.
Okay, so can you give us a sneak peek or give us a little teaser on what that's going to be?
Nothing's really set in stone at the moment. I'm still in the concept phase, but it's going to be much bigger. We're going to get a much better bass response. It's going to be much more efficient, and it's going to be similar concept, two-way with passives, but it should be a really impressive speaker and very dynamic. So
That's awesome.
that's all I'll leave it till now. Hopefully the plan is it'll be ready maybe by Capital Audio Fest, so maybe I'll bring it there. But
Cool.
yeah, nothing set in stone yet, but I'm excited.
Can I tell you what I think would be cool?
Yeah.
Since you asked. Modular, something modular where people could keep adding. They could stack them. They get the one thing, then they add the subs or they add things, and it's like a modular thing that they could keep adding to.
Yeah.
So it makes people able to just, chip in $1,500, $2,000 at a time, rather than a big speaker that maybe takes more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they can work
definitely.
towards. They can have their little upgrade plan or path or whatever. Absolutely.
Yeah, a big inspiration for me was, I have a pair of Verity Parsifals in my room that, my dad used to have an older studio, but it's the same kind of concept of you have your two-way port speaker on the top, and then you have a slab of, I believe it's granite, and then it's like a sub tower, or also like the Wilson Watt Puppy. So, a concept like that could be cool.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. David, what's your favorite ice cream?
Chocolate. I
Attaboy.
eat a lot of ice cream. I'm not supposed to eat it now, but
I love chocolate too. It's tough to go wrong with chocolate. Haagen-Dazs does it the best, I think. The chocolate. Their chocolate is on point. You probably get some special hand-churned shit up there in New York. You know what I mean?
I like almost 99% chocolate. I like it really bitter. I like dense. Most chocolate's too sweet, but I like it. You know who has a good chocolate? I'll do a commercial. Trader Joe's. The $3.79 Belgian chocolate. You can't go wrong.
Someone else told me about that. As a matter of fact, I have a customer who told me exactly about that. And weird as it is, he's in New York as well. And he loves chocolate. And he said, Trader Joe's has the best chocolate. It's weird. It's the second time I've heard it.
And wait till Trader Joe's opens up their audio section.
Chocolate speakers. Yes. That's great, man. So what's the weather like up there right now? Cold. Is it still cold? It's still cold.
It's
hotter than shit.
It's what we call in New York fake spring.
Where are you right now? Atlanta.
It's
hot. It's cold.
It's hot. Today was hot. I was outside and I was going, oh no.
Yesterday or 2 days ago was really nice. It was like in the 70s, and now this morning was in the 30s. So
but
it's going all over the place.
It's going to get in the 70s again. So.
Oh, it is. That'll be great.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys get pollen like we do here?
Yeah. Oh,
we get gnarly pollen. There's yellow powder on everything.
Yeah. My mom has a really bad pollen allergy, and then last year, like you could go on a car and just go like that, and your finger would be bright yellow.
Yeah. The car goes in front of you. If you watch a car in front of you, you'll see these vortices of yellow powder coming up. Okay, let's defer to if anybody wants to ask any questions while we've got David and Luca here. Feel free to just ask, and I'll read them off here. And let's see if we can, if we get anything. Let's see. Ask him if he'll make one with a Purify woofer in the front. Someone said. I'm sure he's going to carefully choose his woofers.
Yeah, definitely consider the Purify stuff. And they make a fantastic woofer, I have to say. All the speakers I've heard with the Purify drivers are mind-blowing. The only thing is, it gets a little bit expensive, and the whole goal with Chesky Audio is to really keep things cheap.
Sure.
And in range. Exactly.
Because it's not cheap. It's high quality.
Right. Yeah. Right. Definitely. So it may be for the LC2. Again, nothing set in stone, but maybe for a future model, maybe a flagship, I would definitely love to use the Purify stuff.
Cool.
I mean, it's
a lot. It's a lot of money. The drivers are a lot of money right now.
I see.
And they just came out with a tweeter.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
so that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I guess they're pretty
we'll
good.
see those guys in Munich. You know, we've known them forever, but really nice people, smart people. Bruno and Peter and all those guys are really smart, nice people.
Yep. I haven't met them, but Jeff Rowland really likes Bruno and says he's a smart guy when I talk with Jeff.
Really smart guy. And, Bruno was behind the whole Class D thing. He was with Phillips with the whole DSD thing. I mean, this guy has been there for all of this stuff. Mm-hmm. Hey, by the way, I want to just let everybody know that, I have a new company because I sold my record company. It's called the Audiophile. It's the Audiophile Society. And if anybody comes, they can get a free sampler. We're doing this whole new thing with ribbon series and 2 mic preamps. We're trying to go for a more natural organic sound and push the envelope. Most people, it's like peas. They eat canned peas and they don't know what fresh peas taste like. Yep. We're going for reality because I find that most of high-end audio is very hyped. It's very hyped upper mid-range. It's bright. Music's not like that. Music is more chilled. So this label, hey, it's not for everybody, but for people who want the ultimate tonality and resolution, stop by the audiophilesociety.com. Just download the sampler and see if you dig where we're coming from.
Right on, man. And they're high-res downloads, I take it?
High-res downloads. And we're selling the free sampler for free.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing that's kind of interesting about going to these shows is that you see these multi-million-dollar rigs, and then in terms of quality recordings, is that they play some stuff that's not the greatest. So really, if you have an amazing system and you really want to see what it does, a lot of especially the new Ribbon Series stuff has sounded fantastic. It's a lot of the stuff I use for my demos, and I think it's some of the best stuff out there. So yeah,
it's so true. I mean, it's very amazing to me how not in touch many people are with music in the hi-fi realm. It's like, well, do you just go, do you understand what you're playing? Like, I mean,
right.
Well, music is fascinating. I don't care how good your rig is and anything. If you don't have good source material, game over, done.
Yeah, man.
It all starts at the source, then the DAC, preamp, etc. It doesn't matter. By the time it hits the speakers, it's over. Right. It's sort of like buying like a Ferrari and putting in the, watered down gas. Doesn't do it justice.
Exactly. Not to mention what you use, David, on your end, the production end. I mean, the microphones, the mic pre's, all the stuff that you use in your chain, can make a difference on the end product, what we listen back to, right?
Yeah. With my new Ribbon series, they're all custom-made ribbon mics, and I have custom-made 2 mic preamps, and they're just amazing. And you know what? Yeah, they're uber expensive, but the thing is, if you have an uber expensive stereo in your house, it benefits you. But if I have really great mics and DACs and A to D converters, it's benefiting everybody.
Absolutely.
It goes into the product. So it's sort of like we're bakers, we're just using better flour and sugar and chocolates. But look, for me, this is the most important. I've been doing this forever. I play music every day as a pianist, composer, conductor, all that stuff. But, music is about the tonality. You take a guy who plays electric guitar. He practices to get that sound with the tube rolling. You take a sax player. They play their whole life to get a tone. So the problem is when you hear the tone on most of these recordings, they don't sound anything like real, nothing. But that's okay. You could say, okay, it's like a Jackson Pollock painting. It's artificial aesthetic, and that's cool. But my thing is replicating real. This is like a restaurant.
Rembrandt.
David Chesky's restaurant is replicating virtual reality. That's what I want to do. The next guy can be making hip hop records that are distorted, and that's justifiably cool too, because that's his restaurant, that's his flavor. But for me, it's about resolution, space, air, imaging, soundstage. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear a live performance in your home as accurate as I can. And I think our new recordings that are just coming out, these Ribbon series, there's nothing like it. It's pushed the envelope far for naturalism. And a lot of people may think it's not for them because they want this hyped up, zippy, compressed sound. And that's cool, but that's not what we serve at this soda fountain.
I'm with you. I'm with you. And so, do you do single take, 2 mics, or how do you do the takes?
No, we do. Well, everything's a single take. The whole band's there, but sometimes we multi-mic. It depends what it is. If it's an orchestra, it's 2 omnis
Oh, an orchestra.
or a blue line microphone. If it's a jazz group, we may use more. But everything's isolated. Look, you know, when I started this like 900 years ago, it was always 2 microphones because we didn't have DSP or computers. Now with DSP, we can do so many amazing things. We can even make it sound better. So we use the tools, the palette, the paintbrushes we have to create the sound, you know, and want. So it's sort of like, look, you know what? You have to create it. It's sort of like a chef. You know, we're creating this pretty beautiful sound that tastes good for your earbuds, you know, and whatever tools you need, if you need a steak knife or a bottle of wine in there to mix it up, you do it. The outcome, it's an illusion. Look, you listen to the Lucca speakers. There's no band in there, but you create the illusion that there is. It's a magic trip because you know what? When you go to a concert, you listen with your eye. No matter where you sit, the eye says, there's the violin, done. But you don't have these visual cues. So we're like magicians. You know, with Luca and I and these guys, we have to create the illusion that there is a band in front of you. So this is the idea, is how can we do this to the best of our ability?
Yes. Yep. Couldn't agree more. Someone's asking what, David, you just mentioned DSP. What do you think about DSP in the audio systems, both in production as well as in playback?
DSP is good as the person who designed the DSP and as good as the person using the DSP. That's sort of like saying, what do I think of drivers? You know, there's great drivers like Purifies, and there's these cheap $2, 10-cent drivers in the phone or something. So it's too big of a question. There's amazing.
I understand. Okay. Fair enough. Someone is asking, what sort of A to D converter are you using in your production with your ribbon mics and everything?
What do we have here? Well, we have a custom one. I have a Mytech. I have an MSB. What else we have? Some RMEs.
You got a playback designs, Pinot?
No, I have a Pinot. We had an Air here, but with the D to A, I have something called an MSB reference.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I have a Mytech too, and we have a lot of studios, so each one has its own thing. And it depends. And then if we go on location, we got to take small things because
that makes sense.
You got to go and just make it work. You know, I'm not taking like a expensive 2 microphone in the backpack over to Europe. That's that may happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even with the phone cases.
Sure. Got you.
But wherever we record, I have all my own gear. I just bring it. I have all my own microphones. I have all my mic tube, and that's it. So we just bring the setup. We haven't even we have cable as well.
And do you record to 1644, or what do you record to? PCM or DSD or 24192?
24192 is our base rate. But we've done other things before, 9640. We've done every sample rate. But our base rate to record is 192, and our base rate to issue is 192.
Got it. And what? Tell us again. Someone's asking for your URL for the audiophile Audio Society. What was it again? Audio Society.
The AudioPhileSociety.com. THE AudioPhileSociety.com. And the sampler is free forever.
There you go. That's awesome. Okay, excellent. So someone's asking, what system do you use for playback at home? Both Luca. Let's start with Luca. What do you listen for your playback, and then let's go to David. I know you use stack quads, you said, but let's go. Go, Luca.
So for my playback, it's a mix of 3. First is the LC1.
Of course.
So I've been listening to mainly all my music on that now, and it never ceases to amaze me that you get that soundstage out of that that little box. We have a room with rather taller ceilings, and the soundstage that you can get when you have the larger room is incredible, and you don't really lose out on the bass either. the quad, the ESL 57s, I also use as you know, a benchmark to reference things. If my dad is mixing any recording and he's asking for an opinion, we'll typically go quads to LC1s and, you know, back and forth. And then for my personal system, oh, and also I guess for amplification, right now for the LC1s, I use it fluctuates because, you know, I'm trying to find a bunch of different amplifiers for it. But right now it's been the Cambridge Audio EXA 100, which is what we used last show. The Odyssey Cartago, the DAC, we have a my dad would know the name. We just got a new one. I think it was called a V, not an RME, but I think VMA DAC or something like that. And then for cabling, we use a mix. I use Kimber interconnects, and then I use AudioQuest Rocket Line for the LC1s. For the Verity system in my room, we're just running a shit, the Vidar, and then I have a WIM streamer. Nothing crazy, just for you know, I guess background music. You know, the room doesn't sound very good, so it's hard to get the it you know, sounding that great.
Sure.
And then yeah, just running off a WIM streamer and then some generic speaker wire. Nothing crazy. I think I have some AudioQuest interconnects in there as well. And then
Cool.
yeah, that's about it.
Cool. And David, what amps do you use with the quads?
Well, first of all, I don't have stack quads.
Oh, you don't? I'm sorry. Okay.
You know what? I have quads that were rebuilt for me by Kent at Electrostatic Solutions. The original quad is a 16 micron diaphragm minor 3. I have special stands and they're locked in. I have an electrostatic super tweeter and I have 2 subs. Okay, and I got that MSP ref in there, and then I have I have the Pass 60 monos on that system.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and that's my final check thing, because with the electrostats, I can hear if the phase is correct and all that. You know, I have another studio. What do I have in there? I have a bunch of speakers and amps and too. I have an Air in the other studio, which I really like. It's because, you know, I like my Air. It's my pet amp because Charlie Hanson was one of my great friends. I really like Charlie, you know, who started Air Acoustics.
Yeah, we got a couple things in here. We have Verity tops. We have the mini magnet planers. We have a pair of Harbiths, and then we have
there's a pair of TADs in there too, right?
Pair of TADs, a pair of Dyne Audios, and then we have the TAD references, the reference monitors.
There's a zillion headphones in there too.
So. Yep. A little bit of everything. Test
things
out.
You know what? You got to hear everything too. It's a lab. It's a working thing. We move things around. We try this one, try that one, because that's that.
That's great. Now, what does Mom do this whole time? Is she a part of this? Does she like to listen to tunes?
Mom is designing and building her own single-winded tube amps.
You're kidding.
I am kidding.
I was like, holy shit. Now I'm really blown away.
Here's what Mom does. Guys, can you turn it down?
Right, exactly.
Can you just turn it down for a little? Just a little.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys get fed well too.
But yeah, she's been a huge help, especially with me starting out. Definitely staying on top of everything and helping with production as well has been a huge lifesaver. Yeah, awesome. Definitely. Yeah, she's been amazing with everything, and you know, even though the house has kind of been converted into a speaker factory, she's been a huge help. I wouldn't be able to do it without her. So
that's great. That's great. Awesome. Yeah. And are you considering a powered version, active version?
Yeah. I mean, that's something for more for the future. You know, also a benefit of personally, I like passive speakers. I think, you know, having all of your different components, being able to switch everything out allows you to really fine tune your system. But catering towards you know, kids my age, it's nice to have just 2 things, plug it into the wall, and then you're good to go. But definitely in the future, I would say hopefully in 2 years, maybe we'll get a powered version going. If we do a cheaper speaker, I would like to have that powered. So I would like to maybe do something for $500 for the pair.
Sure. Wow.
Yeah. So if we can do that for you know, full powered, maybe streaming integration would be cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then you can put them around the house or whatever.
Oh yeah, and they'll be, you know, small form factor as well. So good for desktop setups, gaming, all that kind of stuff.
Yep. Awesome. And so are you in a band, Luca?
I'm not. I was so I'm finishing up my senior year in high school right now. My sophomore and freshman year, I had I don't want to say jazz, but it was like a jazz funk band. I was the drummer. It was a lot of fun.
Cool. I love jazz
but yeah.
funk.
Yeah, it was great. And then junior year came in, and then we had to get serious about grades, so that kind of stopped. But hopefully I'll join a band again in college. That'd be fun.
There you go. Yep, right on. David, what did you listen to today? What music did you listen to today?
What I listened to one of my symphonic works that I'm remastering. When I sold Chesky Records, I got a bunch of my records back, and I'm remastering, working on it. I was listening to my 3 Psalms today, and then I put in a little time practice in the piano because I'm going to do a piano trio record in the summer. So I just got to start learning this stuff. And I listen to my dog bark. That was it.
Buffalo was barking. Buffalo wanted to go on a walk.
Yeah, Buffalo was barking. He says, "You know why I was barking?" I said, "Why are you barking?" He says, "Dude, can you turn it down?" He barks and we just end it. We're done.
Yep. I hear you. Speaking of turning it down, I was with and you said something about Tad. You probably know Dave Malekpour, Augsburger guy. Well, maybe not, but anyways, he does studios, and I went to a studio where he was doing down here in Atlanta, and they were rappers, and they went and they played their demo after he did the install and the tweak, and I don't even know, does everybody in the mixing room always listen at like that level, or is it just that kind of genre? It was so high dB. I was like, I can't believe this is how these guys listen to this shit. No. Like it was blowing me away.
People who make pop records listen like that, and then they're going to listen on a little Siri or Oratone, and then they're going to listen on an iPhone and make sure it sounds good on an iPhone, because 99% of the people who listen to it on an iPhone.
Makes sense perfectly. Yeah.
My quads won't play that loud. They're not going to. Luca speakers play a lot louder than my quads for sure.
Yeah.
And they're way more dynamic. But like you said, I check the quads. For me is the final electron microscope. I check for phase. I check to hear a bad edit and all that. And it's just like a big pair of headphones, and I can hear instantaneously that. I think for grooving, Luca's rocking the house more.
For sure.
And then I also dig horns. Like if I was like living.
Do you?
Well, if I was living like in the Caribbean, I'd have a pair of horns by my pool.
There you go.
Seems like for certain type of music, like if you play reggae or pop, they just have that thing down.
For sure. Which horns do you like?
I kind of like them all, man. I just like the
Angie's avant-gardes.
I like the AVs, avant-gardes. I like the K horns. I also like this horn in Germany you don't see here. It's called an Einhorn. It's 118 dB efficiency. This guy Heiner makes it. He taught most of these guys, and that's really cool. It's a different vibe. It's not about images on stage. It's just about. It's like a band right there.
Yes.
You hear a shot or a drum, like a guy hits a drum on a horn. It's real.
Startling.
We recently heard of.
Also, sound pressure is different. I play chamber music too. And if I have a cellist and a flute and a piano in my living room, you have no idea how loud it is. It's really loud, but the volume's different. If you had that volume from two little tweeters and 2 woofers, it would distort and it would be overwhelming.
Yes.
Hi-fi is toned down. It's really not as loud as real music. If you had a real band in front of you, it's loud, much louder than you think. Even when I play, it's loud. With my trio, it gets loud. And we're playing acoustic. We're not even mic'd, but you sit behind the drummer, it's loud. It's
sure.
The thing is, it has 0 distortion, so it doesn't bother you. There's nobody.
That's right.
It's not clipping. A guy hits a cymbal, he hits it hard, and hard. It doesn't matter.
Yep, your ears clip.
Yes, but it's clean.
Sure. What were you gonna say, Luca?
I was gonna say we recently heard. My dad's heard it before, but I recently heard a fantastic pair. Speaking of the K horns, it was the K horns paired with the I forgot what model, but convergent audio technology tube amplifiers, and I think it was going through a Mola DAC. That was a fantastic system.
Michael Stanton has that system.
Yeah, in terms of like naturalness and tonality and just disappearing. I mean, it was my whole thing with designing speakers is that you need to make something that doesn't just sound good, it sounds engaging. If you're listening to something and it's like sounds great, but you want to go eat lunch after or something.
Totally.
You have to sit down and go, let me hear the next song. You don't want to get up. That system did it for me. I haven't heard many systems that really engage me that much. That was one of them. So you got to come down.
You got to come down to Atlanta, brother.
Yeah.
Come down to Atlanta and hear these big Stone speakers. David heard them for a little bit. You heard the little ones, David, in Florida. Yeah, I've got the big giant 685-pound 4-box versions of those.
Wow.
How much do those cost?
They're 110.
Wow. The speaker or the system?
The speaker's 110 for a pair of speakers. But these are speakers that compete with any $250,000 Wilson or whatever. They're truly exotic. Mm-hmm. And I actually power them with a single-ended triode, one single tube, a GM100, which is 160 watt of pure Class A. So I'm powering these giant speakers with a single vacuum tube. It's pretty bonkers.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is. It's bonkers, and it's everything. It's more than it. I tap out before it does.
You know what I just heard at what show were we at, Dallas? I heard the new sound labs are coming.
Yes, the ones that don't plug into the wall.
Yeah, they don't plug in the wall.
That was so cool.
Those things were awesome. Because that was kind of like reality, because it was like a horn, because to get that kind of dynamics, you can do it out of an electrostat, but you need large volume, and these things are 7-8 feet tall, 4 or 5 feet wide, and when you have that volume, that they rock the room, but the resolution is on another level. And
those are really good. That was another one of those systems that you just didn't want to get up from.
I wouldn't mind those in my house, but
you can fit them.
I want to keep my wife, man.
Yeah.
But we live in the city, but if I had one of those farmhouse things in the countryside
up north,
I had a barn. I'd have it up there in a minute, in there.
There you go. Jose was just on here a second ago. Said to say hi to you guys. Jose Ramirez. Dr. Vinyl, the guy who was showing in there. Yeah.
Is he there with you in Atlanta?
No, but he came on the stream and he left a little note here. He left.
He was the guy with the sound labs.
Yeah,
that's right. That's why I brought it up. Yeah. Really amazing.
He told us, I think he told us that he's willing to swap that big 7-foot sound lab for a pair of Lucca speakers.
There you go. You heard it on the Mikey show.
Play on the Mikey show. Play this back for Jose and say, "Hey, come on, we made a deal, bro."
Yeah, there you go, man.
Their sound labs are fantastic. Those really awesome.
And let me tell you something. I've known Roger West for a long time. This is a guy who did one product his whole life. He refined and refined and refined. He doesn't, it's just that one technology he's working on. It is a brilliant guy. Nicest guy in the world as well. But Roger is the smartest cat you'll meet. I mean, really smart.
That's great. That's great. One of the good ones. Yeah.
Great guy. And that's a company that's bespoke. I'd like to see it do better. I'd like to see it, people get into it. It's American, made in Utah, but that is state of the art as it gets.
Yes.
They're right down the street, I guess, from the Wilson people, but there's a lot of good things happening out in Utah besides skiing,
Yep, totally. Yeah. I've never been there. I hear the Mormons hang out there.
We go there a lot. We like to go our new places. Powder Mountain.
Skiers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh yeah.
You ski or snowboard, Luca?
Ski. I'm a big skier since 4 or 5. So yeah.
Awesome.
Some nice stuff there out in Utah, and a lot of audio companies too. Kimber Cable's based out there.
Yep.
Kimber Cable's right at the foot of the ski resorts.
Oh, you're kidding. Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And
And
I think Sound Labs used to be in Park City, and I think when business was slow, they could rent those things out as toboggans.
yeah, right.
4 or
Exactly.
5 people could fit on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. And same with Talon loudspeakers. Remember that guy, Mike,
Yeah,
losing his
I
last
mean, you
name.
know
He's
what?
out there too.
I've been
He-
trying to get a hold of the guy working for him. I
he's
forgot
a
his
good guy.
right hand guy.
Let's see if yeah, I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, they were out there. There was a guy making I just forgot his name, slipped my mind. But he was making the speakers there at Mike. He had a big CNC router. Oh man. I was just
I
thinking,
know I'm trying, Mike.
so
Yeah,
what
I
happened?
haven't. Anyways,
What
he's
happened to
still
those?
he's still around. He's still around. He was working on bringing. He sold Talon, I believe, or it just went away. He didn't have it, and then he was bringing back another speaker. I'm working on it, and I think what I saw most recently is it looks like he's a dealer and kind of setting up rigs or something over there. So I don't know whatever happened
You
with this
stay in touch
project.
with him?
A little bit, yeah. I haven't talked to him in a year, but I mean, I could
Yeah,
get a
I
hold
want
of
to find out the guy working there. I
him.
just forgot his name. I was just thinking of it.
Let's see.
He was ran the shop, did all the woodworking.
Let's see if I can pull this up. Let's see. No. Dang it! I had the I could find it. Yeah, I could tell him you're looking for him.
Yeah, because about 200 years ago, before Luca was on this planet, we made about 60 speakers. We made a Chesky speaker back then. I did it, and it's very tall. It looked like Brancusi.
Farnsworth. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, well, that wasn't the guy. But
okay. You guys made a speaker. Another speaker.
We made it back then. We sold it with Chesky Records. We didn't. We made them more to like give away and press things like that. We didn't pursue it like Luca, but it was like a gift item, and Mike made them out there for us.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool. Looks like a beautiful place. I haven't been there yet though.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's crazy coming. Going from the city to Utah. It's like. You could we went to the Bonneville Salt Flats and there's nothing for miles. It's just flat. So
do you ever find?
Yeah,
go ahead. It's
no,
always
it's always incredible to see because it's like perfectly leveled.
Yes, I know. That's the same thing I get here in Atlanta. Everything it's rolling hills and there's trees everywhere. So there's rarely any time where you can see distance, right? And when you go to, say, Colorado is where I realize it the most. It's like, oh my God, in one eyeful, I'm getting so much scale in one eyeful. I never get that back here.
I think they said, at the top of the ski mountain, you overlook the Great Salt Lake, and you could see into the mountain. They said you could see like at 10,000 feet. I don't know the curvature. It's like 200 miles or something.
Wow.
When you get up there, it just goes.
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you can see places that take 3-4 hours to drive.
Yes, right. Exactly. Huh. It's amazing. Good stuff.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, man. Well, anything else we have? Let's see if anybody else is asking.
Yeah,
Lucas,
any questions?
Gentlemen. You're a gentleman, evidently, Luca.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see really much questions. I think we're covering most all the questions that we've got here.
Yeah, I'm excited for Expona. It's gonna be
it, buddy. I'll see you guys there.
Yeah.
And
it'll be my first time going. So
cool. It's a zoo, brother. It's a zoo. You're gonna see. This is the big show.
Yeah,
it's the one where it's your.
I've never been.
You haven't, David? You're kidding.
Because I usually look. If it wasn't for Luca, I don't really go to these shows. I go to one show, Munich.
Thank God, yeah.
But I'm going to be going to them now.
Yeah, this is the zoo. This is the zoo. So this is the one where you see the most extravagant systems. Everybody's trying to, outdo one another with these mega buck rigs. And it's just a zoo. There's just so many attendees and stuff, and you'll just see it's so. I mean, I guess on one point it's great for the exhibitors because they get a ton of traffic. On the other hand, for the attendee, it's hard to get any, time with anybody in the room. If people want to talk to you, you're going to be talking the whole time. You won't have any free moment, man. But it's a good thing.
That's totally cool. We're totally
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I'm excited because we're both starting out. I got a new company. I'm just starting out now again.
Sweet.
Starting. So
dude, that's killer that you sold your record company, man. Congrats.
Yeah,
Cheers on that, man.
My partners kind of wanted to chill out, But look, I'm a musician. I make records, produce, engineer. Like, what am I going to do? Go fishing?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So do you ever making records till I go broke?
And David, you play piano, right? Or do you play guitar too, or just piano?
I am board certified pianist.
Okay, there you go.
Player.
You got to sit down. I wonder if they have a piano in the lobby there. That would be cool. It'd be cool to hear you play, man. I've never heard you play.
Well, you know what, Mikey? We could say you're sponsoring it. We could bring the trio out there, write a check.
There you go. Shit.
Bring the bass.
I don't know about that, buddy. We'll take up a collection right now. Anybody wants to do that, let's
we're jazz guys. We go Greyhound or Trailways.
There you go.
So you don't have to worry about that fancy first class.
There you go, man. Nice.
I insist on Greyhound.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Cool. Well, I guess that's it. We will see you guys again. The room is
709.
709 at Capital. I'm sorry, at Exponent, which is not this weekend, but the weekend after in Schaumburg, Illinois. I suggest everybody go. And the audiophilesociety.com.
And come by and get a free sampler courtesy of Mikey.
It costs you nothing, courtesy of Mikey.
Yes.
And David and Luca. Yeah.
And by the way, I send a newsletter every 2 weeks and I give audio tips and things like that. Because
cool.
Learned a lot of things and, going to doing this every day,
Yep.
So.
That's great, man. That's great. Okay, fantastic.
Having us on the show. We really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for having me.
In a week, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'll see you guys in a week.
Awesome.
For sure.
And you should go to Utah. Get a bicycle. You can make it in about a week and a half.
Yeah. Motorcycle, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to go out there sooner or later. And I'd like to try skiing again. I grew up as a little kid. I skied, but then really haven't skied since I was a little kid. But I loved it as, into my early teens.
I didn't ski. I grew up in Miami. Not a lot of snow.
Did you?
So I didn't see snow till I was 17 when I moved to New York. And I didn't ski till I was maybe 30.
Wow, good for you.
Pretty
man.
good, but nothing like my kid. Because when you grow up, if you want to learn something, you got to do it 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I learned piano at 5 years old, and you got to just learn it at that age.
Yeah. How about golf? You play golf?
I used to play golf every day as a kid growing up in Miami because that's what you do. But I don't like that.
Where'd you grow up? Palm Beach?
No, Miami.
In Miami. Okay.
Miami. But we play golf every day after school. My thing now is I like to
got it.
Kayaks. I like to be in the water on the river.
Oh, your kid. Oh, I love river paddling, man.
I don't river paddle. I do this thing that's called a surf ski. It's about 17-inch wide, 21-foot long, racing ski. And you get in the Hudson River and you race and train.
Oh, far out. Okay. I'm talking about the other thing. Yeah. That's interesting.
No, there's no rocks or not. These things are all carbon fiber. You hit a rock, it's ball game over.
It's toast. Yeah.
And they flip all the time. Very unstable, so you got to balance them.
Oh, okay. It's not an outrigger type thing.
No, it's the thing without the outrigger. It's very.
Wow.
You can Google it. It's called a surf ski. Google epic surf ski.
And do you actually catch waves and surf the waves?
You can catch a wave and surf it. It could also knock you over, but it's mainly just to stay in shape and do a workout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Awesome. What about you, Luca? Are you a bicyclist or what's your sport? What's your thing?
Oh man, I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu is my
BJJ.
It's good. It's not great for the ears, so I have to make sure to I wear a specific kind of headgear for that, so you don't get a cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
The second your ear changes, you hear differently. Your HRTF changes.
Wow.
So wouldn't want to mess that up.
No, sir.
I'm half Brazilian. My mom's Brazilian, so it's nice
okay.
By the way, Mikey, man, while I have you here on this thing, I've been getting I've been getting a lot of text on my phone from a lot of audio manufacturers with this tariff thing. Like guys in Europe, they're getting hit. Like if you buy the XY speaker for 10,000, it's now 13,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That hasn't hit me yet with the stuff I import, and I'll keep
Well,
my
I mean,
fingers
it just
crossed.
happened like 20 minutes ago. Today they announced it.
Oh shit.
Tariffs. But I'm very curious how this affects the audio industry because, you know, most of the audio industry is mom and pop little people, and they buy drivers from overseas and they build the product here, then they ship it overseas. So I just look, I'm not one of these smart, you know, economist business guys, but I look at the audio industry. High end is the arts and craft industry. Instead of guys making a living with a paintbrush, they create art with a soldering iron. It's real art because everybody has their own thing. Nobody's saying I need to sell 10 million units. Everybody says I want to make the best preamp in the world. So it's artisan, you know,
Yeah.
like going to
for
little
sure.
fairs where people make jewelry. So I
Yes.
just hope that our industry can stay strong and whatever happens and come out on the other end better.
Well, I agree, and I think a lot of it's up to the importer and what they do. For instance, for me, I have found brands that are in fact, I specialize in finding brands that are still, I call it in the Goldilocks zone, where they're phenomenal products and they're still extremely affordable. So even if we get hit with some tariffs, you know, I'm willing to not, you know, I'll make less. I'm willing to make less to still bring a product in that is exceptional, if that's what it takes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell people, oh, it's, you know, we use it just like the pandemic. When the pandemic came, it was everybody's excuse to jack prices up on everything. And then when the prices came back down, nobody brought their prices back down.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is, but like I said, look, high-end audio to me is a community. It's just not, it's a real community of real artisans. So I spent my life doing this. I have half a life as a real musician, you know, playing and touring and stuff. And then my other half is this. And I just want to make sure this whole industry can weather whatever hits it.
Yeah, well, you can count on me to fight the good fight. That's for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
All right.
Thanks for having us. We'll see you in a week. And like I said, stop by and get a sampler, and then hit Lucca speakers. You'll be blown away what you can do when you go to Expona. You're going to be blown away what this little system can do.
I will second that.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
I've heard it twice now.
The system he had in Dallas was under $3,000. The whole thing, everything.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, it's amazing. Amazing.
And you know, the beauty of it is, you know, I think people that are music teachers and professors and normal people, they don't own hedge funds. They can't have these $100,000 things, but they have the right to enjoy amazing high-end audio. So I think it's important that that market is overlooked. The guys I play with, nobody has the money. I don't know a musician in the world that can go out and buy these crazy high-end system. It doesn't exist, but these guys love music. So you still got to have products for them.
Absolutely. Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic.
Look,
all right, guys.
I got to go walk the dog.
There you go, man. He's been barking.
Cool.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you. All right.
Cool. All right. Thanks, man.
All right, brother. Take care, Luca. We'll see you in Chicago.
Sounds good. All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Take it easy. All right, everybody. There went the Chesky duo, father and son. Was excellent to have them. I love to see young blood coming up in the industry and creating products like Lucca 3D printed stuff. I mean, that's amazing. I held that speaker, and it's made out of felt like Delrin. I don't know what the material is. It's a polymer of some sort, but there's no seam in it, right? So I mean, it's amazing, super cool product, and super worth it. You know, I am going to go back in the Wayback Machine here. I'm scrolling back. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Larry ZL1 says, Don, you the wheel man. Oh, sweet. That means I get to drive this thing. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, cool. Since the AA DAC can act as a preamp, does it have a phono input? You mean, does it have a phono preamp in it? It doesn't have a phono pre. It has a Bluetooth, but you can use a phono preamp and then plug your phono pre into it, but it's not going to do phono preamp job for you, with all the whatever it phono pre does that I don't even know about. Wong says, are the mid-range drivers the same for the SN 1000 and 370? I believe they are, as a matter of fact. They do use the same drivers, and they are very much the consistent sound from 270 all the way up to 1000, even from the 70 all the way up through the line. They are all voiced very similar. They have the same DNA. It's just you scale it up each time. You just get more and more and more until you're just like, holy shit, what is going on here? And that's like the rig that I have right now. It's a holy shit rig. It's a, oh my God, what is going on in this room right now? Everybody giggles, dude. And I'll guarantee it. You come here, we play some song and something, usually it's something they want to test out bass. And then they put it to a volume that they think, and then all of a sudden I double the volume at what it's at coming out of one tube. And it's just, you can't believe it. And you just giggle. It's funny. Who makes the drivers? I can't remember the name of the company, but they're German speakers. They are custom made. They're German speakers. It comes from a German driver manufacturer that only makes speakers for OEMs. They do not make drivers that just sit on shelves at Matasound and stuff like that, like Seas and ScanSpeak and all that, where DIYers can use those drivers. You can't get these drivers unless you're a company that buys, a minimum order, and then you're going to have to give them the plans of what you want and whatever, yada, yada, yada. Jared, what's up? This is my inner circle brother from Chicago checking in from Lincoln Park. Jared actually is our Lincoln Park outpost for Fisher and Fisher. He's got the 670s, the Fisher, the complete Playback Designs front end streamer, and the Jeff Rowland 555, and it smokes. Evening, Mikey. Great piece walking through the new big rig. Simple wins. It. Simple, but with exceptional, robust, true mechanical, musical, sonic moves and kills. Absolutely. That is, you just don't find exotics that are simple like that. And Jared is my watch guru, by the way. This guy is a freaking, he could be, you could have, I mean, he could write a book, anyways. He's the best guy to talk to about watches for me. And we always find out, right? The most simple ones are the most elegant and the most expensive, right? The ones that don't even have date on them. They just tell the time, there's something special about that kind of a watch. And then you get the ones that are chronos with all sorts of shit going on and all these little numbers and all this shit going on. And you're like, oh, okay. They try to outdo each other with the complications. But then there's the purest one, which is like the fine one, which only tells time. And that's like this rig that I have in there. Dude, anyone ever told you your voice sounds like Ryan Adams? No. You mean the guy, that singer dude? I have I've seen him once or twice. I didn't know I sounded like him, but that's a first. So thanks. Do your SN 1000s use Satori subs as a one-off, or is that the new standard? I don't understand the question. Satora, is that a brand? Where are they made? If they're not made in Germany, is that a model? They look like carbon fiber. They look like they have checker marks on them. That's what they look like. They have like, it looks like it's checkered, and they're carbon fiber. I don't know what those are, but I know that the drivers are German. So I would love it if Fisher & Fisher created monster bookshelves with the AMT and 7-inch woofers. How much would you pay for them? Do you have any AMT 270s in stock right now? They are at the airport. They are coming to me. You can have them now, brother. They will be to me. They should have been here today. I have to go pick them up tomorrow. And one of them is sold. I think I have 3 pairs. One of them is pre-sold. So I've got 2 pairs, or one or 2 pairs available. So if you want one, please get in contact with me tomorrow. And because these things are disappearing, as soon as I get them in, they go. You'll see why. I mean, you'll see why when you listen to these things. They're freaking outlandish. Haywood is watching again. Right on. So it looks like I need to sport a pair of the 270s for the Chicago Tribe chapter. Fuck it. We'll pull a deal together when I pick you up. Okay, brother. I've got, again, somebody just asked about the 270s. So we're going to have to, if Andrew wants a pair and if you want a pair, then they're gone. There's none left until the next shipment. So, is zero global feedback different than no negative feedback on the NAT? Yes. I mean, technically global feedback and negative feedback, I think, are technically a little bit different, how they're used, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, there is no negative feedback. That's the design. Ask him if he'll make one. Yeah, we did that. Okay. Luca, how long does it take you to put together a pair of your speakers? Oops, I missed that one. Sorry to disappoint you, Mikey, but I'm logged into my wife's YouTube. Well, your wife is beautiful, brother. Need to remember my password. Thanks for the reply, by the way. The amp is really cool. Awesome, man. Okay, so that's all good. Yeah, the amp is special. It's very, very unique. Very unique. Luca, you could become FP Jorn. Yeah, FP Jorn is ridic, dude. Ridic. A freaking an $80,000 quartz watch. That is a lesson. And let's do that, Jared. Why don't we make something pop like FP Jorn? You know, man. I mean, Jorn. It's cool stuff, man. But boy, I'm plugging in an order tonight. Any Chesky product is worth supporting. I'll hear it at Expona next week. There you go, Dan. Right on, man. Hi to OCD and the Cheskys. Yep, Jose, you saw that David said he loved your room, man. Thank you, Chesky, for everything you've done for the industry over the years. David says, you're welcome. Peter is great. Cool. What does David think about digital? We asked him. What sort of ADC? We asked him that too. Would someone repeat? We did that. We did that. Powered. We did that. We did that. That's what my mom used to say. Yep. Hey, Mike, for David, now that he listened, is he going to buy a pair? I can't put him on the spot like that. Cool. Electrostats. I have Accustat monitor 4s. I don't hear much about electrostats anymore. Anyways, Luther. Yeah, they're cool, man. I remember Accustat. Now that's what my wife says, right? Turn it down. Ooh, David had Mikey there about Miss Chesky. Yeah, he got me, man. He definitely got me right in the hook. That's why I got out of the industry. The moment I have to know it sounds good on an iPhone is the moment I'm out. Yeah, that's all about making money at that point. Couldn't you agree more? Here in Real Instruments in a tracking room, you have no idea how loud they actually are. And it's like an all-encompassing volume, not are shouting at your volume like a stereo system. Yeah, totally. Exactly. When the cymbal hits at a live show, dude, it pierces through everything. You hear that shit just like through the crowd, just like bam, it comes through you like a freaking laser. You know, I love that. I love cymbal sound at shows. It's just so unmistaken. The kick drum and the cymbal together. There's nothing like that sound. You won't find it anywhere else but live. You cannot recreate that shit with an audio system. The dude from Outdoor Boys is from Utah. Okay, I don't know what that is. Luca was such a gentleman. He said, thank you. Thanks for the sampler. I'll enjoy them after the show. Very talented Chesky family with David Paloma and Luca. Yes. What sensitivity are LC1? They're in their 80s. I think I saw they were like 86 to 88, something like that. Hey, Mikey and Tribe, what's up? Chris Muller. Dude, I've got your speakers out on the pallet, bro. They're on the pallet, ready to get picked up tomorrow. As soon as I get off here, I'm gonna book the shipment. They're leaving tomorrow. So great to meet Luca and David at Capital Audio Fest. Looking forward to saying hello at Expona. Professor Jim, what's up, Jim baby? It's going to decimate it. What is going to decimate what? What are you talking about? Tariffs aren't going to decimate shit. I don't think. They're just going to get dealt with. Great evening, just top notch. Thank you all. Thank you, bet man. 100. You know it. Ah, yeah. Wepa. Here, David. Well said. Yes. That was my cue regarding price. Question regarding price increases on imported audio gear. Trump announced a flat 10% tariff on all imports from every country effective April 5th. Not clear if he will modify it. 10% won't hurt me. It won't hurt you guys either. Cool. I just noticed the bear face and the fabric art. Art rocks. Yeah, man. That's the bear. He's smiling at you right there. Can you believe that's a tie-dye? Like someone like, how the hell do you make a tie-dye and then do it that properly where it makes a bear face, man? That's pretty badass. 2 songs I discovered today for bass and imaging you might like. All right, lay it on us, man. Chan Verstraeten Survivor. Okay. Yes, Yossi. Oh, I know Bubbles. Yeah, I've got that in my what do you call it? Freaking playlist. Hey, Mikey and Tribe Folk, what's up, Jasper? How you doing, buddy? Looking forward to seeing you in the Tribe and Exponent. Cheers, brother. Just call me, man. You'll see me there. I can't wait to Chicago. I'm like freaking dieting before I go because I'm gonna eat like a pig there, dude. Oh my god. I'm gonna eat so well, man. We've got. You guys want to see what the steakhouse we're going to? Look up Asador Bastion, Asador Bastin. It's a Galician steak, Galician beef. So this means it's from Spain. It's a Basque steakhouse. We went there before last time. It is like you can forget about it. All right. I'm also gonna have Pequod's pizza this time because they caramelize the cheese on the crust. I know some people think that's stupid. I freaking happen to love it. You want to see a picture of Pequod's? I'll show you a picture of Pequod's because I showed somebody the other day. It's obnoxious, man. It's like, are you kidding me? I can't wait to eat this stuff. Look at this. Look at that. Look how good that looks. Yeah, they caramelize it. It's not burnt. It's caramelized. Some people may say it's burnt, but I like my pizza like that, man. It's not gooey. Oh, man, I can't wait to eat that. And then I'll probably get Chicago beef because it's necessary. I don't eat roast beef any other time unless I'm in Chicago. I'll get an Italian beef. How you doing? I'll have them soak the buns and give me a sopping wet Italian beef. Like Gina. But boom. Been a huge David Chesky fan ever since Jazz Sampler Volume 1. What a masterpiece. Yes, you bet. Great talking with you today, Mikey. Good talking to you, Rocky. Do Fisher & Fisher have front grills? Not unless you order them that way. If you want them, you can get them, and they stick on with neodymium magnets. So there's nothing that you don't see on the face. You just touch them up to the face, and they put them behind the slate, neo magnets. So you can order them that way. I was wondering if it was a tie-dye, Stereolab Dot and Loops LP covered. Is that what they have on their Stereolab? You want me to share something else with you guys? Hecho en Cuba. Look at that. September 15th. That means these are 10-year-old aged Cubans. Can't wait to tie into them. A full box of 25. Yummy. And this is one from 21. So 4 years old. These are Hoyo de Monterrey. Those other ones were H. Upmans. These are Hoyos. These are special ones, man. These sell out pretty quick. Let me show you how beautiful these are. Epicure Especial. Look at that shit. Oh, cedar and just beautiful cedar and Cuban Habano leaf. Yum. Good stuff. Anybody wants to smoke a stogie, we can smoke stogies in Chicago after dinner. Okay, well, guys, it's an hour and 30. I think I'm going to run, but it was the best Italian food. Let's see. Nothing like a good caramelized crust. You know it, brother. Best Italian food in the U.S. is in Chicago. That's right. It's funny because I was telling somebody else, I don't eat Italian food unless I'm in Chicago, Jersey, or New York. That's it. Anywhere else, forget about it. It's just not the same, man. It's just not the same. Chicago has very rich Italian food. Like the Italian food is a lot of cream sauce, is heavy. It's like very rich. And I gotta say, it's probably because it gets cold there. So it's like rib sticking warm comfort food, that you eat when it's cold out, man. You eat some of that heavy duty cream sauce with the Marsala wine and all the stuff in it. Oh yeah, I can't. Hang on to those gallstones. Yeah, the gallstones are melted away, brother. Yeah, I've melted them down and I know how to work it now. And if it comes down to it, I've got emergency things that I can take in emergency, but I melt them away. Every day I take something that melts gallstones. So the gallstones aren't built up. They've melted away. So if I'm careless, they can slowly come back. And I'd have to really eat for weeks and weeks and weeks like shit in order for them to come back, and then not take my gallstone melter, stuff that I take. So thanks though, man. I'm all good. Best Cuban I ever had was a 1946 pre-embargo Gurkha. Oh, okay. I don't like that brand at all. So I can't say much for that. I did get some pre-embargoes at one point, but it wasn't Gurkha. I don't like Rocky Patel or Gurkha. I like the real shit. Just like whatever. But I'm glad that you like them. And those would probably be the ones that I would be most likely to enjoy, would be pre-embargoes. Yeah. All right. Well, I got to go. So nice seeing you all. I will see you guys on Sunday. Thanks for joining and see you.